going to be talking to our new Chief Executive Officer, Orlando Cazarez. Hey, Orlando.
Hey, good morning.
How are you?
I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Let's get this show on the road.
Get this show on the road, exactly. And so, if you guys are joining us live, you're seeing us here on the Facebook group, and thank you so much for checking us out live. And if you're watching the replay, hello as well. So, Orlando, I wanted to start off with having everybody understand a little bit about why you decided to join AZSA.
Oh, the $10,000 question. What primarily interested me was, of course, the direct impact that AZSA has been doing in our community. Ever since I learned about the organization, I just felt like it was a group that I somehow needed to get involved with. The volunteer efforts. I explored becoming a board member for a while there, and I even had my son be an intern at AZSA for a little while, and got to attend a few events and really just kind of got the bug of wanting to be a part of this amazing fun group that makes an impact at every corner of the valley, hopefully soon in the near future across the state. So I just couldn't ignore the passion and dedication of everybody at AZSA, and I thought I need to be a part of this. And I can see why our founder, Dr. Ashley Kemhigh, launched AZSA, and I'm thankful that she did.
Yeah, I've been in this organization about a year now, and they do a lot of impactful work in the community for sure. And if you guys are listening to us and you have some questions for Orlando, please put them in the comments below and we'll make sure to ask them too. So Orlando, tell us a little bit more about your background and why you found that AZSA is a good fit.
Yeah, so I was born in Mexico in the state of Sinaloa, across along the Pacific coastline, like a mini California, but smaller and less populated. Grew up here in Phoenix, out in the West Valley, Maryville. My parents still live there. I'm out in Maryville at least once a week, if not often, more often. I stayed in the state. I've been in the state basically since I was about 8 years old when I relocated, or when I was I was relocated by my parents. And I stayed in town. I became an ASU Sun Devil and eventually a Thunderbird. Spent half my career in the private sector with companies like IBM, First American Title. And then I switched over gears to do more nonprofit work. I just felt that I needed to be able to make more impact and have more meaning in my, the work that I do. So here I am at AZSA. I think the idea for me is, try to do some good in the world, and this is my way of doing that. And the other bigger part of my background is, I have 3 children. They're, the love of my life. My wife and we have a little puppy Lucci. We are hiking partners for life. So that's a little bit about me.
I love hiking. What's your favorite hike?
I live out the South Mountain, so we try to hit up a different South Mountain trail whenever possible because it's very convenient. But in the state, I'm hoping to eventually be able to check box each of the Arizona Trail passages. I have about 3 or 4 right now, so I'm barely at the cusp. So
I was just on Superstition Mountain the other day, and it's another whole area out there.
Oh yeah.
So AZSA has several priorities. I won't quiz you and having you name them all right now, but which one is the closest to your heart so far, and why?
Yeah. I feel like that's a trick question, like picking a favorite child. But the truth is, I am still learning quite a bit about the priorities. I've been just hugely impressed about the work that's been done already by AZSA. When I first started, I didn't really know what a food computer was, or what food towers did in our dozens of classrooms, and now I want one of each here at my house. And I don't have the green thumb, but I think I'm going to be spending a lot of time in our food sustainability programs. I went through the ASU Energy and Sustainability certificate program, and I got the renewable energy bug. So that priority here at AZSA is definitely an area that I feel that we can. There's some really good work, some expansion. Putting some more of our students and high schools introduced into the sustainability career paths. I feel like the work that we're doing in energy audits and having some of the industry partners that are engaged are just a change maker for how some of these students are going to be introduced and exposed to different career paths that they might have not considered. So I think that that's like a secret sauce that AZSA has that we need to be sharing with every student and every high school. So that would be one of the other priorities that I really, really think that has a lot of potential and that I'm very, very excited to do more with. And of course, conservation and urban forestry. I mean, it's hard to like ignore the absolutely amazing work that is being done there. I think everybody needs to walk through our community garden, smell the pollinators, touch the soil, and once people experience planting a tree, I feel like they're not going to be able to look back. They're going to be a changed individual. So that's how I see the priorities.
I know you were just on one of our tree plantings the other day. Talk a little bit about that, like your experience with that.
Yeah, I mean, seeing the multitude of volunteers that show up, I think is a pleasant feeling, because I think that people believe in the work. I think that the corporations that are stepping up, they're getting off of the sidelines, is a very hopeful, very positive, very exciting feeling. The before and after of a space, like when you get there and there's holes in the ground and trees scattered and piles of mulch, and by the end of the morning or midday, seeing 30, 40, 50 trees in the ground and everybody high-fiving, and just the adrenaline that people get from being involved in such an effort. I think, again, I invite everybody that hasn't been a part of those events to come out and volunteer and check us out. If you want to get involved, give us a call.
It's definitely fun, and then you can watch it grow too, right?
Oh,
So you can
yeah,
always come back and check out the work that you've done.
exactly.
Okay, so when it comes to sustainability or just the environment, the environment overall, like what are you passionate about?
Yeah, I think, again, the work that AZSA does, as far as like actively doing work in the community, seeing the change, from one morning to the next, one day to the next, is I think very meaningful. I think it shows people that each of our activities, each of our actions can show some difference, right away. And we're bringing a lot of organizations together. I think that's the other thing. We're convening, we're creating community, we're empowering communities. I think a lot of these organizations, volunteers, partners, funders are taking ownership of this work and the space, and that's exactly, I think, what we need. I think we need to make sure that folks are putting in their voice, putting in their own impact, their sweat equity, and that's I think a lot of what we are already doing. I think more than anything, we just want to be able to expand and scale to more parts of the state.
And we've got a couple of comments here, so I'm just going to put them up on the screen. Donna says, welcome, Orlando.
Hey, Dr. J.
Michelle, we're excited to have Orlando join us. We look forward to the future. This is a great question from Lindsay, and I'm not sure we have the answer here on this live, but we will follow up with you for sure. So how can homeschool families get info on these career options to start exploring with their kids? That's an amazing question.
It is. And I think that that's the type of outreach that we, need to pay attention to. We would love to have the conversation with those stakeholders, like those homeschool families that I think building what that looks like together is probably one of the best ways to do that. What access do they have? What interests do they have? Versus us saying, like, we have the solution. No, I think let's build something together that fits that channel.
Definitely, for sure. And Lindsay, we'll be in touch to be able to try and answer that question and definitely get your children the information they need to get involved. Okay, so, and if you guys have a sustainability habit or behavior that you do, Let us know in the comments as well, because we'd love to hear this as I give Orlando his next question here. So what is there a sustainable habit or behavior that you do in your life, in your daily life?
Yeah, great question. So, no, I think over the past 5 years, I would say that the sustainability and being aware of the environment and my own footprint has been I've been more made aware and have been more active, more intentional about some of these things. We compost at home, we recycle at home. My wife will attest that I never throw anything away. I have T-shirts that are from college, but I think that that's a different problem that I have. But uh, the areas that I see for us is becoming aware of how can we reduce the waste, how can we create systems for water harvesting at home. So those are the things that I want to start doing here at home myself. And I definitely have the upcycling, the restoring bug. I do a bunch of remodels on my spare time here in my home and a couple other properties. And the idea for me is like, can I reuse some metal roofing that came off of a structure for like a shed or a chicken coop or things like that. So instead of going to Home Depot and bringing back a truck full of new things, I like to reuse as much as I can. So it's good for the environment, but it also saves a few bucks.
Yeah, and you mentioned water harvesting too, and that's something like we're exploring more with AZSA. We've done a couple of pilot projects, and what was it, 2 weeks ago? And you were a part of them. It was amazing to see how easy you could harvest water on your own property.
Yeah. You just need 20 volunteers to show up with shovels and gloves. And no, I think the biggest takeaway for me was that we all experienced the amount of water that was dropped on us during the last monsoon season. So with proper planning and some education, I think everybody can start small and have a little bit of a crawl, walk, run mentality about getting into water harvesting. So I think that I hope that we can put together more content for folks that want to get educated on that, whether it's content from AZSA or content that we can link on our channels. But it really kind of starts with asking the question, like, what can I do in my home that will help me harvest some of this water? And adding a gutter on one side of your house is a quick thing. If budget is an issue, exploring resources out there. I know that a lot of the staff from AZSA has shared that they put out their buckets and their coolers and other containers out when it rains, so they can collect some of that and harvest it and use it for some of their plants or other things. So there's a lot of ways, and my point is get involved, become aware, reach out to us, and we can point folks to some resources on how to get started.
Yeah, and I just want to remind everyone who's watching us that if you guys do have questions for Orlando, make sure you put those in the comments, and we'll make sure to ask them. Orlando, so what is a fun fact that you want to share
Well,
to us?
I am a creative. I like to make things. I'm a hands-on type of person. And about 3-4 years ago, I started to do just art out of recycled metal and reclaimed wood, and it became a creative outlet. And now it's one of those things that whenever I do have a couple hours on a Saturday morning or a Sunday evening, I get out to my backyard and start to like just mess around with a few tools that I bought from OfferUp and make a bottle opener or a tray or a stool or something that I can gift or donate. Usually, most of the things that I make that end up being things that people hang on their wall go to local fundraising charities. So I'm more of a charity artist, if you will.
Do you have anything like in arm's length that you could show us?
At arm's length.
I know I'm putting you on the spot.
Well,
all right, I'm gonna. Oh,
I made this. So,
and what is that made out of?
recycled or used reclaimed wood. So just a few pieces that were laying around my backyard, and I needed a little stool to put my printer. My printer is now on this side, so I relocated it. But yeah,
Now you can put your feet up.
there you go.
um, so, what can we expect to see from you in your new role at AZSA?
Well, honestly, I'm just excited to contribute. I feel like AZSA has had great foundation over the past 5 years. The priorities of programs, the partners, the committed supporters, the large and small individual donors that we have is a great foundation. So I see myself as just coming in so that I can hopefully bring value, bring experience, and grow AZSA to the unlimited potential. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities. I think that the finding ways that we can scale, finding ways that we can bring on the right support, and eventually, hopefully, see AZSA have a presence in target communities throughout the state, northern Arizona, southern Arizona. Hopefully, doing some work with some of the tribal nations in the state, and create some of those partnerships as well.
Yeah, making sure that everyone's involved, because this is such a unique climate that we live in here in this state. We've got a couple other comments here. I'll show Donna's. There you go. I personally love local growing, farmers markets. I haven't been to a farmers market since I've been here. I gotta get to one already. I feel like now they're coming back, right? Because it's no longer summer. Growing at home and spreading the word about it. Do you have a garden?
I have a Desertscape. I grow aloe vera because it's probably the most resilient plant in my yard. It's like nothing I do to that thing, keeps it from growing, and I love that. And we get some really beautiful flowers off of it. We have a lot of barrel cactus and queen of the night cactus, and a few others. So it's a lot of Desertscape.
I'm still learning Desertscape and all the trees and plants that are involved out here. I'm an East Coast girl coming from New York City, so completely different landscaping.
Probably my favorite desert plant is Yakutillo. So I hope to get some Ocotillos here in my yard. They're the ones that have shoots going up, and in the spring you get a very unique bright green leafy shoots, and then they have bright colored orange flowers at the very top and throughout. So when you spread them in the spring, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know. And of course, we've got something from April. Wow, nice work, Orlando. They're talking about the piece that you created, and impressive. Connects nature with art. Very true. Thanks, guys, so much for all your comments and hanging out with us today. If you guys have questions, be sure you put those in the comments below. So can you share with us, Orlando, your vision of AZSA moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think AZSA has already filled a big gap. There's several organizations that do similar work as us, and I think that our mentality so far has been to convene with those other organizations and make sure that we're collaborating, that we're jointly doing the work that needs to be done to make our state more sustainable. I think we have several partners that are cities. I think that there's an opportunity to do more work with more cities. I see that there's a lot of companies that have a priority to do something with the environment. I'll call them out and say, you're sitting on the sidelines, give us a call. We'll help you get involved. And I think volunteers have been a integral part of the success of AZSA, and I think that we appreciate, we recognize, we see you. We want to make sure that we are matching up those opportunities with volunteers who want to get involved, whether they're individual volunteers or corporations that want to have a team building / coordinated group volunteer day. We can talk to you about how that works. I think introducing more of the technology and career paths into the classrooms. Obviously, water is a big topic currently. We have our November 5th annual sustainability celebration coming up with the theme of water. So if you haven't registered, please go to our website and check that out. Register or let us know if you're interested in sponsoring. A little plug in there. Uh, but no, I think more than anything, I envision just us having more impact and the priorities that we have, and potentially adding more priorities as the state develops, as the state continues to transform. We have a lot of population coming in. We have a lot of development, a lot of corporations that are scaling, that are finding a home here in Arizona, and I want to make sure that they see what we're doing, that they notice, that they see us as a resource, as a way for them to contribute to the health of our state, and making it just a greener, more verdant, equitable state.
Yeah. Um, I think, the saying, it takes a village, right? We need everyone's support and commitment and, just time
Yeah.
to really help this grow. So why is AZSA so important to Arizona's future?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like every nonprofit that has been around for 5 years has finds themselves where we're at right now. As far as we now are in a position that programs depend on AZSA. Partners see the value in doing work with the AZSA. I think Arizona is a hot and dry state. I think doing the work that we are doing, that AZSA is doing, and our partners are doing, is essential. I don't think that that we can stop anytime soon. In fact, I think we need to scale our efforts and have more, again, more involvement, more partners. And we can't do it alone. No organization can do this alone. I think that that's why AZSA is here and is going to continue to do what we're doing, so that we can be contributors towards tackling this climate crisis. And I think the theme of the call here, the live, is we want to work with others to make an impact, to get out to more tree plantings. We need to get millions of trees, not hundreds of trees or thousands of trees planted. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity, and it's just a matter of connecting and having conversations. Everything starts with a conversation, and then we are definitely hands-on and a more of a doer organization. So I can't think of anything else to say about why AZSA is important, but we're definitely doing the work, and we want to be able to continue to do that work. So reach out to us if you want to get involved.
Yeah, and if you guys have questions or want to connect with Orlando, if somebody wants to connect with you, where do you want them to go?
Yeah, so everybody should go to our website, azsustainabilityalliance.com. All of our staff is listed on the website. My email is highlighted on the website. My LinkedIn is highlighted on the website if you want to see more of my experience or how I got here. So, just reach out, go to our website, learn about our priorities, send us an email. I think on the chat, Michelle put the general email, the info@azsustainabilityalliance.com. So I think we're easy to find. So reach out.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for sharing why you joined us and a little bit more about you. And again, if you guys want more information about the events that are coming up or what we're doing, please make sure you go check us out on our website.
Yeah. Thank you, Tori. And thank you to everybody who joined us. If you're not already following our social media channels, please check them out. They're listed on our website. And we'd love to get ideas and have a conversation with anybody that wants to chat with us about some of our priorities.